So we are back, guys, with a foundation chain of 17 chains. So what we're going to learn today is the basic stitches. The basic stitches are the single crochet, which is the stitch that I'm going to teach you in this video tutorial. Okay, and then there's the half double crochet, the double crochet, and the treble crochet. So we've got all these basic stitches that we need to learn how to get ourselves, on a good start to crocheting. So what we're going to do today, again, like I said, is the single crochet. The single crochet, the abbreviation for single crochet, if you are going to learn to read patterns, is SC. So if you see an SC in a pattern, it means single crochet. So here I chained 17 chains. Okay, the video where I am sharing and showing you how to make a foundation chain, if you haven't mastered that yet, I suggest that you go back to that tutorial and continue to practice and just follow me as I am showing you how to crochet a foundation chain, because then the foundation chain is actually the foundation, the backbone of a project. So what we're going to do here is we are going to make a sample watch. Okay, we're going to use the commonly used basic stitch, which is the single crochet. So to practice making the single crochets, we're going to work a sample swatch. So this is row 1. Okay, this is row 1, and if you want, use your little round or row counter. I'm not even sure. Some patterns are written with the word row or round. I'm just going to say row since we're working across. So we're going to work with round 1. So I just move my little dial here, and there's a 1 right there. Okay, so take your chain, and we are going to begin. Remember, let's chain loosely. If you guys are chaining 17, chain loosely. Okay, don't be too tight and don't be too loose either, but you want to chain loosely. You just want to make sure that you're able to insert your hook into the chains, and you want, when you take the yarn, that it's going to be able to draw through the chain. So you want to be loose, not loose like loose, but just about, so as long as you're able to move your needle through that working loop. Okay, so as long as the loop formed on your hook with each chain stays the same size, and that you're able to move into the chain. So let's get started, guys. So by now you should have already made a foundation chain of a total of 17 chains. So to begin row 1, just use your little row counter. Row 1, you are going to insert your hook into the second chain from the hook. Remember, this is the working loop. This is chain 1, and this is chain 2. Chain 1, chain 2. So insert your hook into the second chain from the hook, which is this particular one, and then you are going to, here you're going to bring the yarn over the hook, and you're going to pull up a loop then you are going to bring the yarn over the hook and draw through those 2 loops. So you've made your first single crochet. Now the next step is you're going to insert the hook into the next stitch or the next chain. You're going to yarn over the hook and you're going to pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through those 2 loops. Next, insert the hook into the next stitch and you're going to yarn over the hook and you're going to pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through 2 loops. Insert your hook into the next stitch and you're going to yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through 2 loops. You're just repeating the pattern, okay? This is a single crochet. It is most commonly used. It's a most commonly used basic stitch, which is the single crochet. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through 2 loops. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through those 2 loops. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and pull through those 2 loops. Next stitch, draw, or I'm sorry, not draw, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop. Now you have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over the hook and draw through those 2 loops. I'm sorry guys, I just get tongue twisted. Insert your hook into the next stitch or the next chain and you're going to yarn over the hook and pull up a loop. Now you have 2 loops, yarn over the hook and draw through those 2 loops. Insert your hook into that next stitch or chain, I'm sorry, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop. So now you have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over the hook and draw through those 2 loops. Insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through those 2 loops. Insert your hook into the next chain and just repeat the pattern. Just continue until you get to the last, that last unused chain. So right here we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we have the last one right here. Okay, just pull up a little bit so you will not unravel your work. And now let's count and make sure that we have 16 single crochet stitches across. As you can see, they look like little V's. If you face it up, you can see the stitches. So let's count from this last single crochet stitch all the way to the end and make sure we have 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Uh-oh, I'm counting 17, guys. I shouldn't have 17. There should be 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17. I'm counting 17. Uh-oh. Okay, guys. I'm going to have to redo this. We're supposed to have only a total of 16. But I guess it's okay. All we're doing is we're just making a sample swatch of single crochets. I wanted there to be only 16 single crochets, but that's okay. We're just making a sample swatch, that's all. It's just a sample so that we can see our work. so that we can see our single crochets, our rows of single crochets. So when you guys get to the end of the row 1, you're going to make a turning chain, okay? And by making a turning chain, you're going to chain 1. It's called a turning chain, okay? And the purpose for the turning chain, it's used to gain row height. So now we're going to turn, and that way we can crochet across row 1. So now we are on row 2. So you can take your little counter and just mark it 2 so you know you're on round 2. So we're gonna make about maybe 3 more rounds. Okay, we're gonna make, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. Okay, and this is just for practice. Okay, so we're just learning to single crochet. I'm gonna do one more row with you guys, and then you guys will continue making the rows. All you have to do is just go back to the beginning of my tutorial, and you will know how to crochet a single crochet across each row. So now we're going to begin row 2. Okay, so remember I made the turning chain, and the turning chain is to gain row height. Okay, and we do not count the turning chain as the first single crochet. So for round 2, what we're going to do is we're going to insert the hook under both top loops of the first single crochet, the single crochet that is closest to the hook, which is this stitch right here. Okay, so we insert the hook under both top loops of the first single crochet stitch. You'll see the 2 loops right there. See them? 1 and 2. So it's the closest stitch to the hook. So here we're going to bring the yarn over the hook, and we're going to pull up a loop. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over the hook and draw through those 2 loops. Now you've made your first single crochet stitch for round 2. We're going to continue across doing the same thing. Okay, we're going to insert the hook under both top loops of the next single crochet stitch. We're going to yarn over the hook, and we're going to pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, and draw through those 2 loops. Okay, we're going to insert our hook under both top loops of the next single crochet stitch. You see the 2 loops right there. Okay, so if you insert your hook only under one of the loops, you're just gonna see 1 loop. This is the working chain. Remember, you're seeing only 1 loop. No, you want to insert it under both top loops. Both. So now you see the 2 top, the loops right there. Okay, so then yarn over the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, and draw through those 2 loops. Next stitch, insert the hook under both top loops of the next single crochet hook, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over the hook and draw through those 2 loops. You can continue doing the same thing for every single crochet stitch across. That's all you're doing. And all we're doing is practicing making a single crochet. And practice makes perfect, guys. Practice makes perfect. You will improve with your tension, which is the control of the yarn, as you practice. So making these little sample swatches are good. So what we're doing here is we're just making a single crochet. across. Again, all you're doing is inserting your hook into the next under the top loops, both top loops of the single crochet next, that's the unused, and you're yarning over the hook and pulling up a loop and yarning over the hook and dropping 2 loops. That is the single crochet. And then you will continue until you get to the last single crochet. And I have one more to go, which is here, right here. Remember, there's got to be 2 loops right there, 1 and 2. Insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over and draw through those 2 loops. So we've completed row 2. And you can see all your little V's on the top. There they are. Okay, so then here you're going to make a turning chain. Again, remember the turning chains, they're only used to gain row height. Okay, so we do not count the turning chain as a single crochet. It is only so that you can turn your work and to gain row height. Okay, so now we're going to start row 3, and this will complete my tutorial, guys. And if you continue making rows, you're gonna find yourself making a little swatch. And just make sure that at the end of every row, not including the turning chain, you count all your stitches across to make sure that you have the same exact amount of stitches per row. So if you're making a sample swatch with rows of 10, then you want to make sure that you have 10 per row, 10 stitches per row, so you can get a perfect square, rectangle, whatever it is that you're making. But this is just a basic stitch, one of the most commonly used stitches, which is the single crochet. Okay, so practice making these single crochets, and make your little sample swatches, and just remember that practice makes perfect. Okay, try to relax, and just work loosely, and the more you practice, the better your tension will become. That means that you will have more control of your yarn. So again, this is the single crochet, guys, and let's crochet, let's have some fun, guys. Have a great day, and thank you for watching my tutorial, and I hope that it will help you get better and better at making your single crochets. So now I'm going to upload a video tutorial for the half double crochet, but before I do that, I think I'm going to share a video with the crochet basics, the anatomy of a crochet hook. That's what I'm going to be doing next. Thank you guys. You guys have a great day, and remember that Jesus loves you. Bye bye.